Bienvenidos al 10º vídeo de IEI High School sobre ciencias naturales con énfasis en medio ambiente. Este nuevo vídeo forma parte de una serie de vídeos destinados a educar e informar brevemente sobre aspectos fundamentales del calentamiento global, como los factores que contribuyen a ello, combustibles fósiles, deforestación, así como las consecuencias que dicho fenómeno está teniendo sobre el planeta y sus especies, los polos, los océanos y sus especies y finalmente el clima. En este 10º vídeo tratamos el importantísimo tema del reciclaje. Veremos de qué se trata, qué materiales se pueden reciclar y los beneficios que aportan. Welcome to our 10th video. This time we will talk about the importance of recycling, as well as materials that can be recycled and benefits derived from recycling. We will answer 3 questions. Question number 1, what is recycling and what are the processes involved? Question number 2, what materials can be recycled? And finally, what are the benefits of recycling? So let's begin our presentation by answering question number 1. What is recycling and what are the processes involved? Recycling can be defined as the process or processes of giving a second use or life to waste materials that otherwise would be thrown away. Recycling is possible when these waste materials can still be potentially useful materials, and is part of the 3 R's rule: reduce, reuse, and recycle. And as we will see later, recycling has multiple benefits with a positive impact on the environment. So how is recycling possible? There are 3 main steps to recycle. Step number 1 would be the collection and processing of materials, including drop-off centers. So how can citizens contribute to this step? By separating products depending on their materials, for example, plastic, organic, paper, and by depositing them in the corresponding bins. Once collected, these different materials are sorted out, cleaned, and processed into materials to be used in manufacturing, which is the second step. The manufacturing process. This is the creation of new products, but in this case, out of materials that had already been used. It is more common nowadays to manufacture products with recycled materials, as some examples where these can be found are steel and aluminum cans, plastic bottles, paper bags, egg cartons, etc. And the third step would be purchasing these products made out of recycled materials. By doing this, we're contributing to recycling more and more, since we're able to see that materials can have a second life, and we're also closing the recycling loop. When shopping, look for labels or tags that indicate that the product was manufactured out of recycled materials. Question number 2. So what are the materials that can be recycled? Let's talk now about the different materials that can be recycled. Fortunately, nowadays more and more materials are recycled, but let's have a look at the most common ones. So for example, paper and cardboard products, like office paper, envelopes, and letters that we get in our mailboxes, ship boxes, newspapers, etc. After being processed and manufactured, we can later find these recycled paper and cardboard products in cereal boxes, egg cartons, etc. Glass products can also be recycled, but are not as versatile as paper products or others when it comes to recycling, and it is due to the different colors of glass. Clear glass, for example, is the most popular one that can be found in the stores, and this is why it also can be recycled more easily than, for example, amber glass. Since color cannot be removed, so amber glass products tend to be recycled into more amber glass products. And finally, green glass, as in wine bottles or beer bottles. Metal products can also be recycled, and opposite to glass, aluminum is so versatile that it can be recycled almost infinitely once melted. In this category, we can find, for example, aluminum foil and cans to wrap food, to bake, for beverages, and also steel and tin cans used mostly to store food, soups, coffee. Plastic products. As we saw in one of our recent videos, plastic is durable. Because of its durability, plastics become pollutants when they reach certain environments, such as the oceans, where they might need decades or even centuries to decompose. However, plastic cups, water bottles, and some others are recycled more often nowadays, which presents the possibility of reusing and recycling these materials instead of just throwing them away. And electronic devices, such as all computers, phones, and household items can be recycled and avoid the harmful effects derived from the dangerous chemicals and metals if they get in touch with certain environments. For example, if they are disposed of in a landfill. These are the most common materials that are recycled, but others, like clothing or even concrete, can also be recycled, contributing to the cycle of reducing, reusing, and recycling. Let's finish our presentation by answering question number 3. What are the benefits derived from recycling? So recycling reduces the amount of waste and materials thrown away that will end up in landfills or even at the sea. It also saves energy and prevents pollution because with recycling, there is no need to look for new materials and no need to create products out of new materials that need to be processed first. It reduces pollution because materials will be reused instead of being thrown away. It also helps to maintain and conserve resources, and it helps create and maintain jobs in the recycling and manufacturing industries, contributing to positive economic growth. Thank you for watching. Muchas gracias y hasta luego.